DreamHack Open Leipzig is still here, and we're nearing the end of the first day. We have a name in the semifinals, and that's Australis, a new name, obviously. That's going to take a bit of getting used to. Now that you guys have created your own organization, we're going to get to that. But first, let's go through the two matches that you played here. First of all, that was against Dignitas, and the first thing that I want to ask about that is if you guys had any additional pressure, since it's a domestic matchup. You know, it's always a different thing to play against teams from your country.
Oh yeah, I feel like walking into that game we were pretty good, well prepared as well. Like you had the mentality we have to win this one, but I think we managed to play our game, and even though we lost 8 rounds in a row, they only got 9 rounds in total. So I mean, yeah, there was additional pressure, but I feel like we have been #1 in Denmark for at least more than a year now, so we need to win those games, and we did.
Okay, it was still a bit close towards like the half of it. It was like 11-8, I think. There was a point where they could have came back, but then you closed it out. Why do you think they were even led to that 9 rounds or 8?
Obviously, our biggest problem at the moment is we're really good at getting leads, right? And we kind of slip off when the other team adapts. We don't counter adapt. You mean like if we play the same kind of rounds and mix it up a bit, and when they adapt and counter that play style, we are pretty slow at the moment to counter adapt to what they're adapting with. That's why we sometimes like get huge leads, and suddenly we just like run into their stacks or counters. And what we need to do and what we're speaking about is just like mix it up sometimes, just randomly call around, even though you have something that's working, just call another round, and because maybe they are anti-strutting the round you're winning with.
Alright, so is that something that Zonic helps you with now? In general, what is his role in the team right now?
Bringing him in at first, we were actually only looking for him to help with teamwork and communication, but now he's helping with tactics and everything. He's been really great for us, and it's just so weird. We even had 2 rounds where he crashed from TeamSpeak, and it was so different to play now, and I can't even remember how it was to play without a coach, so he's helping us a huge load. I think it's possibly the best decision we made.
Alright, so going into the Reedtz Pro game, that was double overtime, and it was super close rounds. I obviously want to talk about 3 rounds specifically. Before he got to overtime, first one was about 12-11 or something like that, and Xibek just won the 1v2 where he didn't kill anybody. So just talk us through that one. What do you think happened there?
In that specifically round, it was crazy, man. He got the bomb from top mid, and he was like slow walking, and he heard Chris J zooming in the B apps, so he knew that he was pushed B apps, and then the other guy wouldn't play on B, so we just slow walked over catwalk, planted on B, and the other guy was apparently not covering A, so they went both towards the A side, and they cleared A side and didn't have time to retake it. So that's kind of how he won. It was crazy. Yeah. And the other rounds, it was just Cibics and Kerrigan that game, man. I mean, we other guys got some openings and stuff, but they played a clutch round so amazing.
All right, then it was pretty much you in the first overtime that kind of stepped up, and you got a 4K there, and then another 3K, I think. So walk us through the overtimes. Why do you think you weren't able to close it out in the end in the first one?
In the first one, we made a huge mistake, and I brought back a round where I played in the smoke on B, and we were in a 2v1 against Nicolai. I kind of heard him and sprayed towards him, and I hit him pretty much, but me and Cajun should just have played it differently. He made 2 sick headshots on us, but still we should have played it differently. I mean, like, you shouldn't challenge Nico, man. That guy is a beast. I hate him all the time because he wrecks me in FPL, so he's so good.
Alright, so that means you're through to the semifinals. Now we can get to the organization a little bit. Obviously, you've already talked about a lot. You were very explicit in the salaries. You said in the interview that you have 9,000 a month, or just somewhere around it, since you're gonna kind of get up to that towards the end of the year. What I wanted to ask, and I'm not sure if you can tell me, but I wanted to ask about the names that you were in talks with before you actually got to this decision to make Australis, to make the new organization. Is there anything you can say about that?
Well, I can't say specifics, but I can say that Australis was on the way like way back, even in maybe start October, where Bischoff and Reginald got into a little bit of a fight. I think it was October or November, I can't remember. We like had talks with JLK and stuff like that, speaking back and forth just a little bit casually. And when we started getting closer and closer, we used but we negotiated with organizations, and a lot of people know which ones. They even stated on their own Reddit, if you know what I mean, in that way. But we wanted to see if our own organization could match what we could get from other organizations, and it basically could. It makes more meaning for us to play under Astralis now than it would be to play under another brand.
So obviously you can't know for sure, and then I don't want you to make outrageous comments. But do you think the 9,000 a month is among the best paid teams right now?
It's not the highest paid, that I can say at least. So.
Okay, so not the highest, 9,000 or somebody's getting more people. Okay, thank you for the interview. Thank you so much. Best of luck in the semifinals. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, I would like to give a huge thanks to the community that's supporting us right now. We got our launch was great, and it's just awesome to see that you actually support a new name in the Counter-Strike world.
All right, so that was the voice from DreamHack Leipzig. Astralis. I still wanted to say question mark for some reason, but Astralis are through to the semifinals. We still have a few more matches, and hopefully we're going to get some more interviews until the day ends. So stay tuned.